This is a picture of an example of my artwork. Uh, a lovely painting of Merlin, acrylic on a 4x4 wooden canvas. And as you can see, I love to use vibrant colors. And one thing that I've always said about my artwork is that it truly is a tribute to my inner child. Probably one of my most favorite movies when I was a child was the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Just an incredible trip filled with incredible colors and fantasy like imagery. It just totally blew my mind away, and it's always been a part of my heart. And that is such a wonderful tribute to how joy and the inner child go hand in hand. And that's definitely what I wish to share with you here. Because I just recently, I think I knew this, but it really came into my awareness in my heart how joy and the inner child go hand in hand. Now, I've done a lot of healing on the issue of joy, and I've learned some wonderful elements about how to express that. One of them is gratitude. You have to practice gratitude. You have to be in your heart, and when you truly, sincerely, and authentically practice gratitude, it just expands you. It expands your heart, expands your soul, and you're just able to see all around you vibrantly, all the blessings and all that is beautiful around you. But the healing of the inner child, so we can feel joy, is so very important. And I make that distinction between joy and happiness because happiness is fleeting. Happiness is temporary. Happiness is seasonal. But I have said this, the difference between joy and happiness. Happiness is the blossoms, joy is the roots. And joy is that place inside you that you can create no matter what. When we think of something joyous, we don't make a distinction between happiness or joy. We think of a wonderful, fun, joyous time, but sometimes that fun, joyous time ends and we find ourselves in a very uncertain or dark place. And that's when the light of joy asks you, can you create your own spark of joy within this place? And that's a very challenging thing because that's something I'm still healing. But I would ask you to show some self-inquiry about this issue of joy in the inner child. Because we all know, and we've all seen it, how children are just so joyously in the moment when they're at their best. We see them so in the moment, they're running around, they're playing, they just are totally in the moment. And we kind of feel a little jealous in our boring adult lives. Where did it all go? And I'm discovering where sometimes it goes, because imagine, if you will, think about some times in your childhood where you were joyous, where you were in the middle of that lovely zen in the moment, childlike joy, and you were running around and having fun and maybe being a little too overly boisterous, a little too overly loud, and that's when a adult storms in and says, you're being too loud, you need to behave. And that natural joy is silenced. Or even worse, when you're attempting to express this childlike innocence, an adult comes storming in and abuses that joyous impulse out of you. Many of us have these memories. And I have these memories, not just from family, but also on the playground, also in the classroom. Many places where that natural impulse was squelched because it was abused or shamed or mocked. All right. Joy is a soul expression. And it goes very deep. And I know in order to feel that deep place of joy, that's a surrender. It's a surrender beyond those wounds that we've experienced when we were inner child. A big part of wanting to get to the deep roots of feeling that joy again is to transcend and heal our shame in which we've accumulated. I have felt this. I've looked around, and even though there are things that I enjoy, I find myself struggling to really get in my heart and just truly celebrate And that comes from, I think, that inner child wound, that I've lost that sense of inner joy, because the inner child is synonymous with our joy. And I hope this helps you on your path. That maybe if you are feeling lacking, if you are so desiring for that joy again, for some true fun, some true adventure, that's not just a distraction, but something that just truly makes your heart sing. Bring some healing to that inner child. Just feel that inner child and bring it some love, and allow that inner child to come alive again. Blessings.